Hello everyone, and welcome to another video update on COVID-19 testing. Now we still continue to hear a lot about testing right now. How people have to spend hours waiting in line to get tested. And once the specimen is collected, they're having to wait 3, 4, 5, 6 days to get their results. So the availability of testing, availability of data is a big problem. And one of the reasons for that problem is because point of care rapid testing is still not widely available. There aren't too many options for COVID-19. And that is why in this video, I'm going to talk about a test, an antigen test that just got authorized by the FDA, which should accelerate availability of point of care rapid testing. And the results can be available in 15-20 minutes. So that is just excellent news. This particular test is the second of its kind authorized by the FDA. And we covered the first antigen test that was authorized way back in May in another video. So you can find that video on my YouTube channel. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel for latest updates on COVID-19 related issues and topics, or you can follow me on LinkedIn. So, and at the end of this video, I'll also show you how you can do that. But in this video, let's focus on this particular test that just got authorized. So if we look at it, about 175 different types of tests have been authorized by the FDA so far. So it's not like we do not have different types of tests available. We have a lot of them. The problem is that they take time. They are done in highly sophisticated, complex laboratories, and not many options are available at point of care for rapid testing and results. For example, RT-PCR tests, which detect the presence of the coronavirus from the viral RNA, is done in high complexity laboratories. 145 of the 175 are RT-PCR tests. Now they tend to be pretty sensitive and accurate. So they are good tests, but they are not really available at point of care. Antibody tests, there are 28 of them that have been authorized so far. Now they detect the presence of antibodies in response to the infection. So they are not good for detecting the presence of the virus. It's after a few days, maybe a week or two, that someone having infected got recovered and they might have antibodies. We can use this test on them. The third category has been of great interest to FDA because these are antigen tests. They detect viral proteins. So they can be used in the early phase of the infection to detect the presence of the virus. And they can be done very, very quickly. So FDA has been very interested in accelerating the development and authorization of these tests, but they are slow to come by. So it's a second test that just got authorized that we're going to talk about in this particular video. So this is excellent news. This particular test comes from Becton Dickinson, another well-known medical device company in this space, respected name. It just got authorized on July 2nd. The technique is lateral flow chromatographic immunoassay. The device is their BD Veritor Plus analyzer. It's actually a well-known device used for other types of viral testing right now. So they have adapted this to COVID-19 very quickly, and that's very good news. Samples are nasal swab samples. Antigen target is the nucleocapsid protein. Authorized settings are H, M, and W. Notice the W, which is basically meant to show labs which have acquired a waiver status from CLIA and FDA. So this can be done at point of care with minimal amount of training, and the results are quick. So run time is around 15 minutes. It can be done very quickly. Again, the downside is the sensitivity is not that high, but it's a trade-off one has to make. Speed versus sensitivity at this time. So let's look at the data. And I want to compare the performance of this particular test with the first antigen test that came out in May. Sensitivity is 84%. They tested 31 samples, got 26 positive. So good result. Quadel test is about the same. So about 80-85% sensitivity, which is positive agreement. If you have a confirmed positive sample, what is the number of samples that you are testing as positive? Specificity is the other way. If you have a confirmed negative, how many samples you are testing as negative? It's 100%, same as Quadel. Now the next two numbers are important. These are predictive values, which tells us how likely are we going to be right? What is the probability that someone who tests positive actually has the virus, which is a different thing than positive agreement or negative agreement. I've talked about that in detail in another video. 5% is the prevalence rate. Predictive value is always relevant at a certain prevalence, and we use 5% because FDA has been using that number. Low prevalence, we know COVID as a disease itself, a lot of people are infected, but still on a percentage basis, it's at a low level. It's at 100% for both tests, and the negative predictive value is 99.7 versus 98.9. So both these tests are pretty similar in their performance, pretty equivalent in their performance, and overall good tests when looked at in the balance of things. Sure, 84% sensitivity is not high as 95%, 98% sensitivity for RT-PCR tests, but the turnaround time is very, very quick. So remember, the doctor is making a decision, they are interpreting the data, and if they have reason to believe that a positive test needs to be confirmed or a negative test needs to be confirmed, they will make that decision. So overall, I believe that we need to have more options that can give us point of care rapid results so people can get to know very, very quickly if they are positive or negative. And if the doctor has reason to believe based on the symptoms or the history or other reasons that it's not reliable, test should be done again, they can do that. So more options are better. FDA is looking at things like saliva-based testing, home-based testing, home kits, and they are working very, very hard to make the testing accessible to as many people as possible. And so coming weeks, we will see a lot of development in this area. So as you can see, a lot is happening. Very difficult to keep up and keep track of all these developments and be able to understand clearly what is going on, what kind of information is available, what are the limitations. The best way to do this is to sign up to my YouTube channel because I'm making these updates on a weekly basis. So sign up to my YouTube channel, I'll show you how. You can go to YouTube, look for Exceed Naveen Agarwal PhD and you will find my channel. You can subscribe here or you can follow me on LinkedIn because whenever I post a video, I also provide you a link to come back to my YouTube channel. I want to hear from you. Tell me what's on your mind, what other kind of information you're looking for, what kind of questions you have, and I will do my best to make another video update for you. Finally, thank you for your interest and attention. I hope all of you are doing well and staying safe in these difficult times.